Hello, welcome to your drill instructor. In 2025, I set a goal to start a YouTube channel, and here we are with 4 days left in the year, and I have yet to upload anything because, well, I'm just too afraid. So nobody said it has to be an hour. Nobody said it has to be perfect, but I do want to meet that goal. So welcome to my channel, which is, quite frankly, just watching me diamond art. I don't expect to get any sponsors. I don't expect to get anything free. This is just all pieces from the collection I have, the stash, shall we say. And I'm just slowly working through it, as I most certainly add to it. I'm working on Candyland Cottage. I have been doing just different bits and pieces. Let me go to this top corner and the star. So I am no perfectionist. I just feel like I do my best, and it can be a little goofy. I typically actually start in the opposite corner because then I don't get things stuck to it as much. I don't know. I know a lot of people start at the bottom and work up. I kind of do the opposite because then I'm also not pressing against drills that are already there. So anyway, Merry Christmas. I woke up to it snowing, which, quite frankly, is a Christmas miracle. Let me scoot this over. It's been 60 degrees throughout a lot of December, and that means we've been in a drought. We haven't had any rain, so thankfully it rained Christmas Day. Anyway, woke up to snow. Amazing. Also looked out the window and there was a family of deer, which is pretty great. Love that. And so now I have 5 days off work, and I am just gonna diamond art because it is my most favorite thing. It's one of those things that quiets my brain. Tell you a little bit about me. I am in my late 50s. I made it on the other side of menopause. 10 years of misery. Yeah, I know I made it to the other side. I was cold. I haven't been cold, like I said, in 10 years. And when I reached for a sweater, my husband looked at me and he goes, "Are you okay?" And I said, "Yeah, I'm just kind of cold." And he said, "You haven't been cold in forever." I mean, he's right. I haven't been. This poor man has been wearing sweatshirts for 10 years because the house is so cold. So, yeah, that was a great moment. But that comes with all its other challenges. Anyway, one of the things is not dealing with stress as well as I used to. And I found diamond art actually quieted my brain. That's pretty great, I gotta tell you. It's worth everything. I have 4 kids. I am about about to be a grandma for the first time, and I am so excited. I have a Facebook page and an Instagram that really nobody but my kids like my posts, so shout out to Kids Supporting Mom, where I just kind of on Mondays I try to do questions for just a little bit about diamond art, hence your drill instructor. That's where that came from. Is I was working on a Yume canvas, and a canyon, it's the only way I can describe it, a canyon between the drills started forming, and I could not figure out what to do, so I jumped on Facebook. It was the Diamond Art Club VIP group, because that was the only one I knew of that had a big grouping of diamond artists, as I like to call them. And I asked if there was, I don't know, like some sort of class or training or something. I could hire somebody to go over a few problems that I was having with this canyon and how was I supposed to fix it and what was happening. I felt like I was still relatively new. I think I'd hit my year point. And there was nobody. And I thought, well, that's silly. We just need like an instructor, somebody who can help us. And that is where your drill instructor came from. I couldn't believe that name hadn't been taken. I mean, come on. Not even the military. So I grabbed it, and that's where that came from. So on Mondays, I do a question, like, what's the difference between square and drill, or square and round? Square and round drills. Just general things like that, kind of beginner knowledge. Wednesdays, of course, is whips, but I think I'm gonna just start doing that here. I don't know if I want to call it Whip Wednesday though, since I do that. And then Friday is either a finish or just, quite frankly, whatever I want. So that's my posting schedule for those two pages. But what I really wanted was to form a sense of community. I am really worried about the state of the world these days and how people treat each other. I'm not okay with it. I don't understand why people just can't be nice and be kind, especially social media. I got my college degree, gosh, probably 5 or 6 years ago. No, man, 8 years ago. And my senior year, I had to do a project, and so I took on cyberbullying and cyber shaming on social media and pretty much immersed myself in it and talk about a whole new world. Whoops. Popping drills. And it was devastating. And I actually had to go off of my social media platforms for a while. It was so disheartening that the normalization of cyber shaming and cyberbullying and the studies that showed people are all okay with it. I'm not okay with it. And so I want to form a place where we can just be. Where we can be okay, where we can be nice, be kind. I have been toying around with the semi-permanent tattoos. I don't actually plan on getting a tattoo because, ow. But I like the little reminders. The first one I had was keep going. And I put it here. I'll show my arm. Ooh, put it right there on my arm where be kind is right now. And I had a really big work project to do. And it was overwhelming. And to see that there, whenever I would look down, the reminder to keep going really got me through. So, as I said, these are all just semi-permanent. They wash off in a couple weeks. And my goal is to only have positive affirmations there. So that's pretty much what I want this channel to be. A positive place where people can gather and be safe and feel welcome. I used to use the term authentic, but now it's become such a buzzword. I don't like how I don't know. To me, the people who say they're authentic don't seem to be authentic anymore. So, anyway, almost done with this area and this color, which means I think my first YouTube video is going to be done. I don't want to make it too long. I want to make it just long enough that you can stop by, say hello, check in, maybe check in with Grandma, because I'm going to be a grandma in 6 weeks. I can tell you you're doing great, because you are. We're all just doing our best. Even my diamond art, I don't know if I'm doing my best, but I'm doing good enough. I don't need anybody telling me that I'm doing it wrong. I'm just quieting my brain, going to a safe place, and welcoming anybody who wants to join. I hope you have a great day. Oh, see, drill's popping again. Anyway, I hope you have a wonderful day. I hope you find time to quiet the voices that are telling you that you are not enough, because you are. See you next time.